Hello, it's Chris Hynes from Wealthi. I hope you're all doing well. Today I just wanted to run through a new opportunity that we've been presented in Nottingham. Now, Nottingham is going under a fair amount of regeneration at the moment. We're seeing a lot of shifts in the Nottingham market. It has always been quite an appealing place for investors due to its strong student-centric scene. You've got Nottingham University there, and you've also got the Nottingham Trent University as well. So it's always really driven investors to the market, more so people looking for HMOs or the traditional buy-to-let model. However, we're starting to see a lot of new projects coming to the Nottingham area, and one that I wanted to highlight today was the Trent Bridge Quays development, which is happening on the water in Nottingham along the River Trent. Now, as well as its student-centric scene, Nottingham also has quite a strong sporting history. You've got Nottingham Forest Football Club, which is located where my mouse is just here. You've also got Notts County Football Club across the river, and you've got the Trent Bridge Cricket Club as well. So it's always had a strong kind of mark, you could say, on the map for investors in the UK who want to invest in locations outside of your Birmingham, your Liverpool and your Manchester, and Nottingham was always quite a compelling reason. So we'll run through the opportunity itself today, give you a bit of an understanding of the location in a bit more detail, what else is nearby, what sort of price points we're looking at for some of these units and also townhouses within the development, and run through the project itself. But to start off with, and I know I've just outlined a number of the sporting events and the sporting stadiums, but the development itself is located on the riverbanks of the River Trent just here. So this is the parcel of land itself for stage one, which is you could say the vacant land that you can see here, and then stage two is this second parcel here up until the border of this bigger building you can see on the corner, and that'll be stage two. Now it's going to comprise of 1-bedroom flats, 2-bedroom flats, 2-bedroom duplexes, 3-bedroom flats, and then also 4-bedroom townhouses. Now price points are really varied and starting, looking at a starting point of about £242,000 for one of your 1-bedroom flats from what is remaining, and then looking at your 4-bedroom townhouses, they're going up to about the £510,000 mark. There is a 3-bedroom apartment on the market at the moment within this development, and that is priced at just over the £1 million mark. But from looking at it as a more investment orientated piece of stock, we've still got 1-bedrooms left at that £242,000 mark, and you've got 2-bedroom flats looking at around £357,000 to about £400,000. Now you're probably thinking that that's quite an expensive price point for investment stock and for investment opportunities that we've been discussing in the past, but I think in this one it's slightly different due to the fact that you're situated on the riverbanks. Now, being situated on the riverbanks adds a lot more value in comparison to owning property in an inland location. I'm not saying it's a bad idea to own property on an inland location, but you're really getting a lot of value increase and value out of owning real estate that is located on the river. Much like in Australia, for example, if you buy something on Sydney Harbour or you buy something on the water in Australia, the prices are significantly more in comparison to what you can buy in an inland location. Now, looking at that from a rental perspective as well, if you've got water views and you've got river views and you've got access to the river or the beach or whatever it may be, that's also going to increase the rental that you can ask for that property. So we'll run through that development, or this development, sorry, in a bit more detail, give you a bit of an understanding, and hopefully it gives you an idea as to some alternatives options outside of the main investment hubs that are so commonly talked about at the moment. And if you want any further information on this site or want to run through a cash flow, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to do so. So we'll jump on into the brochure itself. So the development and the project is called Trent Bridge Quays. Now, as I mentioned, it's located on the riverbanks in Nottingham. We'll get to a couple photos in a second and a bit more information, but a very well put together brochure. Now, the development itself is going to comprise of 95 houses and apartments. In terms of houses, they're your townhouses, but they are a large townhouse configuration and layout. They look magnificent as well, as you'll see in some photos very shortly, but the apartments and the townhouses look absolutely magnificent. As I mentioned, you are on the riverbanks, so that's a very compelling reason to purchase one of these, and you're not going to have obstructed views in a sense. You've got Nottingham Forest Football Club across the river from where you're located. No one can build out in front of you, and your views are not going to be disturbed anytime soon. I can't in the future or anywhere down the line, in essence. You're also very connected to green spaces in the area. You've got your cafes, your shops, your retail, and your restaurants, your bars, all within really easy, commutable or reachable distance. You're looking at about a 10-15 minute walk into the centre of Nottingham itself. And I think another thing to point out about this development is the fact that they're trying to connect the indoor and the outdoor. And we commonly see it in Australia, where they try and integrate these projects into master plan projects that are happening along waterfronts, where they're connecting or creating a boardwalk, for example, and creating a little retail component and cafes and coffee shops. And that's exactly what they're trying to do with this development in Trent, and really try and reinvigorate the waterfront and create a more desirable location along the riverbed, considering it's such an awesome location and an awesome attraction as well. So really trying to bring that to life and create that inside and outside living, in a sense, and being able to wake up at, let's say, 7 o'clock in the morning, you get your exercise clothes on, you go for a walk along the riverfront, grab your coffee, you come home, you're feeling invigorated for the day, and really trying to capitalize on the fact that they have this opportunity being on the waterfront. Now, as I mentioned, really trying to activate the waterfront itself, and as you can see here, they've made a little point on the bottom right-hand side, but trying to positively encourage people to get out and indulge in a wealth of activities and urban activities. So having that on your doorstep is a massive bonus, and I really like the angle that they're going in with this development itself. Now, you're a short stroll away from the city itself, which of course has got all of its amenities. It's got its cafes, its shops, its restaurants, its bars, and everything that you really need on your doorstep. Now, they've made a point here about regeneration projects in the area as well. So I had a look on the Nottingham City Council website and to have a look at what regeneration projects are currently happening in the Nottingham area. Now, you've got the Nottium Science Park. So the Nottium Science Park is located opposite the University of Nottingham itself. It sits on a 5-acre parcel of land ready for development within the enterprise zone. The proposal is for a 3-storey building with grade A office space for research and development use. So another added bonus in terms of trying to put Nottingham on the map, adding a research component to the city, creating a science centre, in essence, in Nottingham itself. So that's a fantastic bonus. You've got the water side, and the water side is part of this development that we're talking about at the moment. So this is a large master plan project that spans across the waterfront, and really trying to reinvigorate the Nottingham waterfront, really, and people's use of the waterfront itself. You've got Guild House, which is a 2.4-acre mixed-use redevelopment in Nottingham City Centre. Broadmarsh, transforming the Broadmarsh area. We're investing 250 million into transforming this area of the city. You've got Nottingham College and you've got Nottingham Castle as well. So it's good to see that there's some large-scale regeneration projects happening in the Nottingham area, which of course will increase values in property as well. It's going to bring more people to the area and really try and reinvigorate Nottingham, and I suppose also draw it away from its student-centric scene and create more of a professional scene as well. Now, they've listed 5 reasons to invest your future in Nottingham. So I'll read through these points here, and there's some great points that they've really pointed out. Now, number 1, the thriving heart of the East Midlands, and Nottingham City Centre, or Nottingham itself, is the heart of the East Midlands. You're located north or to the northeast of Birmingham, but it is the capital and the heart, you could say, of the East Midlands. Current population, they've stated on here, is about 305,000. That was from the 2011 census. I did just have a look at the Nottingham website itself, the Nottingham Insight, and that's currently sitting at about 337,000 people. So it's great to see that the population numbers are still increasing. The local economy is worth £12.1 billion and is regarded as the principal financial and commercial centre of the East Midlands. It's a well-connected city to central locations. So with as they've stated here, the location enables more than 20 million people to travel to the city within 2 hours. M1 motorway is close by with access to major cities to the north and the south. London can be reached in 99 minutes. And if you were to jump on the train as well, you're looking at about an hour and 45, hour and 50 minutes. Almost every UK region is within 2 hours, and mainland Europe is within 4 hours as well. You've also got the East Midlands Airport, which is about a 30 minute drive from the site itself, and that's connecting you to 90 international destinations. So another massive bonus for the area as well. Now, in terms of education, as I pointed out, you have the University of Nottingham and you've got the Nottingham Trent University, two of the world-leading universities with 60,000 students, giving Nottingham a strong talent pool and 1.1 million people in its recruitment area. Now, I was actually having a look at the stats for these two universities, and they have both come down substantially in the rankings. They're now regarded in the top 50 universities in the UK. So some great students are being produced out of both of these universities in the Nottingham area. A commercial hub of success. Global companies like Eon, Walgreens, Boots Alliance, Speedo, Experian, Paul Smith and Schengen are all thriving in the city. Over 50 regional and national companies have chosen Nottingham as their headquarters, with this number continuing to grow. So it's great to see that we're seeing corporate businesses moving their offices to the Nottingham area. An invaluable quality of life, and as I mentioned, it's an absolutely awesome quality of life being located on the waterfront. You've got your cafes, your restaurants, your shops, your retail, your sports, all within a very easy and accessible distance. So you've really got that, you could say, that work-life balance, which I think is a fantastic bonus when you're looking at some of these properties. Now, I did mention briefly at the start of this video around waterfront properties and the value and why they are slightly increased in comparison to inland properties. Now, as you can see on the left here, prime waterfront properties in the UK are worth an average 60% more than inland counterparts. The city's waterfront vision is to transform 30 hectares of the river embankments and canal side areas into high-quality residential schemes, including primary schools and community facilities. Now, this development itself, Trent Bridge Quays, is one of the first developments that is happening within this plan. And there's a real focus on the sustainability and the environmental sustainability component of this development, which I think is absolutely fantastic in this day and age where it's so commonly talked about and very little is actioned. I think it's fantastic to see that these guys are focusing on creating a more sustainable development and really making it as sustainable as possible. And of course, when you're looking at these values as well, as I mentioned, this is one of the first developments to happen within this plan. So we're getting in at a low price point, you could say, when we're going to see projects span out over the next, let's say, 5-10 years that are going to be happening on the waterfront, and all they're going to do is increase the value of your property itself. So that's another fantastic point to mention. Now, I'll run you through some photos as well. So here we go. So this is the site or the development itself. So as I mentioned, it's part of the master plan project. Trent Bridge Quays draws on character of local industrial and historical architecture, and they've really tried and not made it look, it doesn't look like a sore thumb, you could say. It looks like it's meant to be there. It looks like it's been there for a long time, and they're really trying to incorporate that waterfront, the work and the life and the lifestyle component to this development, which is fantastic, I believe. Now, this is another one of the renders for the site itself, and as you can see on the right here, they've made these pocket parks, in essence, throughout the master plan itself, so really trying to add some green space, somewhere that you can go and sit in a park, read a book, check your emails, whatever it may be, but try and incorporate that along the waterfront. And as you can see underneath this building itself, it looks like there's a little coffee shop or restaurant rendered into the side of the building itself, but really trying to activate that waterfront, as I pointed out. Now, these are some of the plans within, or some of the renders, sorry, within the development itself, and they look absolutely fantastic. They have been completed to a very high level, as you can see with some of these balconies as well, really trying to take advantage of the location, but also trying to draw on that inside and outside living and open up the space and make it a really compelling location to live. So they look absolutely fantastic. That's another photo of the master plan itself. This is a couple more photos. And now going back to the location. So as I pointed out, the site itself is located on the riverfront here. So this is phase 1. You've got the Nottingham Forest Football Club across the river. You've got the Trent Bridge Cricket Ground, just sitting behind Nottingham Forest. Trent Bridge, of course, just down from the site. You have the Nottingham Rowers Club, which is located across the river as well, on the riverbank just here. Notts County Football Club, just or directly behind the development itself. And then you have the Riverwalk down on the lower end of your screen, which you can see here where my mouse is now. And then the city centre, which sits behind the site where my mouse is now. So at the back of this photo. Now, getting into Nottingham city centre, you're looking at about a 10-minute bike ride, probably about a 15-minute walk into the city centre itself. Nottingham station, that's about a 5-10 minute bike ride. I think about a 10-minute walk from the site itself, but that's going to connect you to London, and as well as other central locations like Birmingham and Manchester, and heading up north as well. So a fantastic location all in all, and almost escaping the hustle and bustle of the city, and having some peace and quiet along the riverbanks, and taking advantage of the lifestyle component of this development. Now, looking at some of these distances here, if we were to get to Nottingham Station from the site itself, you're looking at about a 15-minute walk door to door. In terms of the city centre, you are looking at about a 20 to 25-minute walk into town. And then Trent Bridge Cricket Ground, you're looking at about an 11-minute walk itself. If you have a car, fantastic, you can get into the city centre within a 10-minute drive, which is fantastic accessibility. Now, with some of these units, they do come with a car parking lot. I know some of the one bedrooms that are available do not come with a car park, but when you're looking at those 2 and 3 and 4 bedroom townhouses, there is potentially the opportunity to have a car park with some of those as well. Now, I won't run through all of these, but as you can see, you're looking at about a 10 to 15 minute commute into the city if you're on a bike or if you're driving. So easily accessible to the city centre, but still having some peace and quiet in the outskirts of the city. Now, I hope that's given you a decent understanding of the project itself, what is happening in the area. I'm more than happy to run through the numbers in a bit more detail and run through a cash flow, give you an understanding of what sort of returns you'd be looking at if you'd like to. But if you have any questions, please leave your comments in the comments section below. Flick me a message on LinkedIn or click on the Book Now link, which will also be in the description to this video. And I look forward to speaking to each and every one of you in the near future. But have a fantastic week, and we will speak soon. Thank you.